If you want to learn how to beat taller opponents in boxing, you need to study Dwight Muhammad Qawi. This was a man routinely fighting bigger men, taller men, guys with significantly longer reaches, and still beating them. So if you're constantly struggling against taller opponents, Qawi is one of the best fighters you can study. The first thing I want you to notice is this: Qawi never followed opponents. Most shorter fighters, they spend the entire fight just chasing. They follow their taller opponents around the ring, and that's exactly what they want. He made the bigger men fight the fight he wanted them to fight. That's the first lesson. Stop following, start hunting. The next thing I want you to notice is his head movement. But pay attention. This ain't flashy, choreographed head movement. This is not TikTok slipping drills. Every single move had purpose. Every move gets him closer. Every slip gains ground. Every weave closes the distance. And that's important because against taller opponents, being on the outside using your defense, it's just not enough. You have to use your defense while you're moving into punching range. Now here's where a lot of shorter fighters make mistakes. They work so hard to get inside and then they move straight back out. Qawi didn't. Once Qawi got inside, he stayed there and he went to work. That is where their reach disappears. This is where shorter fighters can be devastating. Qawi understood that getting inside wasn't the mission. Staying inside was the job. Now watch the body work. That's another lesson shorter fighters need to learn. Tall fighters love long range. They love space. They love rhythm. Body punching takes all of that away. Qawi constantly invested in the body, not just to hurt opponents, but to slow them down. Because once they slow down, they're easier to reach. And this is the biggest lesson. Qawi never spent the fight trying to box like he wished he was taller. That's what a lot of shorter fighters do. You gotta play the cards that you're dealt. If you're shorter, if you're smaller, lean into it. Make yourself a smaller target. Make yourself more difficult to hit. Don't try and win the battle of the jabs from the outside. Qawi knew exactly what he was and he built a style around it. Another thing I loved is just how physically comfortable he was at close range. A lot of fighters start to panic when the fight gets a bit messy and it gets a bit rough. Qawi, he was in his element. The more up close and personal the fight got, the more comfortable he looked. And that is something that every short fighter can learn. Get comfortable in uncomfortable places. I want you to study how relentless Qawi is. No wasted movement, no unnecessary backing off, no emotional rushing, just constant, relentless pressure. That's the difference. Pressure's not about rushing forward. Pressure is about taking away your opponent's options. And Qawi was a master at it. So if you want to learn how to beat taller opponents when you're boxing, don't just look at Qawi's height. Study his decisions. Study how he cut off the ring, how he entered range, how he stayed on the inside. Study how he attacked the body. Study how he embraced being a shorter fighter instead of fighting against it. Because that is what made Dwight Muhammad Qawi special. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe. I'll be covering more fighters and the lessons that you can learn from them.